It is better to keep your mouth closed and let people think you are a fool than to open it and remove all doubt. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer. The time is always right to do what is right. Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If you don't know where you are going, you might wind up someplace else. Quality is never an accident. It is always the result of intelligent effort. Judge a man by his questions rather than his answers. In the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. There are 3 classes of people: those who see when they are shown, those who do not see. There are things known and there are things unknown, and in between are the doors of perception. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. People are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. You're either part of the solution or you're part of the problem. Fortune favors the prepared mind. We don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. Well begun is half done. Do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. We cannot teach people anything. We can only help them discover it within themselves. What worries you, masters you. To be is to do. Progress lies not in enhancing what is, but in advancing toward what will be. If not me, who? And if not now, when? It is the set of the sails, not the direction of the wind, that determines which way we will go. We are not permitted to choose the frame of our destiny, but what we put into it is ours. What do you hang on the walls of your mind? Nothing exists except atoms and empty space. Everything else is opinion. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. Be nice to people on your way up because you'll meet them on your way down. Mystery creates wonder, and wonder is the basis of man's desire to understand. Men can starve from a lack of self-realization as much as they can from a lack of bread. Be less curious about people and more curious about ideas. To every action there is always opposed an equal reaction. It is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well. None so deaf as those that will not hear. None so blind as those that will not see. If youth knew, if age could, God gives the nuts, but he does not crack them. After all is said and done, more is said than done. After all is said and done, more is said than done. The return we reap from generous actions is not always evident. If you do not conquer self, you will be conquered by self. We are what we believe we are. Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of the wise. Seek what they sought. Yesterday's home runs don't win today's games. The final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. What we plant in the soil of contemplation, we shall reap in the harvest of action. One can never consent to creep when one feels an impulse to soar. Never mistake motion for action. There are no new ideas. There are only new ways of making them felt. Challenging the meaning of life is the truest expression of the state of being human. People who know little are usually great talkers, while men who know much say little. Your goals, minus your doubts, equal your reality. You cannot push anyone up a ladder unless he be willing to climb a little himself. Wit is the salt of conversation, not the food. I do not seek. I find. If in doubt, don't. If still in doubt, do what's right. The winds and the waves are always on the side of the ablest navigators. Believe and act as if it were impossible to fail.